Welcome back to JF Coin, the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures of the coin collecting world. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the Liberty 1-cent coin, especially focusing on the 1962D issue. You might be holding one right now and have no idea that it could be worth an astonishing amount of money. Imagine a coin that was once just a single cent in your pocket, now valued at hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 1962D Liberty 1 cent is not just a small piece of copper, it is a doorway to history, rarity, and incredible value in today's market. Let's go back for a moment. The United States 1-cent coin, known popularly as the penny, has a long journey. From the first designs of Lady Liberty in the late 18th century to the modern Lincoln cent, every change has a story. By 1962, the coinage of the United States had already passed through many redesigns, but the Denver Mint struck coins that now, decades later, have shocked collectors around the world. The 1962D Liberty 1 cent may look like an ordinary copper penny to the untrained eye, but experts know the truth. Variations in the strike, minting errors, and condition of the coin have created some of the rarest finds in the numismatic world. This coin is not just metal. It is history frozen in time. Think about it, this was the era of John F. Kennedy, the space race, the golden years of American growth. A penny from 1962 carries the spirit of that entire generation. Now let's talk value. Are you ready for the numbers? The market value of certain 1962D Liberty 1-cent coins has soared to over $779,335. Yes, you heard that right, almost $800,000 for a coin that many people would not even bend down to pick up from the sidewalk. This extraordinary value comes from rarity, grading, and collector demand. Coins with unique errors, double die strikes, or those preserved in perfect mint state condition are the ones that fetch these unbelievable prices. Collectors hunt tirelessly for coins like these. Auction houses have seen bidding wars that drive the price higher and higher, proving that even the smallest coin can command the biggest attention. Imagine presenting a simple penny at an auction, and walking away with enough money to buy a house, a car, and still have plenty left in the bank. That is the magic of the Liberty 1 cent, but the story does not stop with just value. The history of these coins connects us to the very foundation of American coinage. When Lady Liberty first appeared on coins, she was meant to symbolize freedom, unity, and the American spirit. By the time we reached 1962, the Liberty design had evolved and changed, yet the spirit of that symbolism still lived in the 1-cent coin. Every collector who holds a 1962D Liberty 1 cent is not just holding a piece of copper, they are holding a story of freedom, progress, and resilience. Now let us imagine for a moment. What if you check your old coin jar today, the one sitting dusty on a shelf or tucked away in a drawer, and find a 1962D Liberty 1 cent in uncirculated condition? What would you do? Would you keep it as a treasure, or would you put it in the market and turn it into wealth? That is the excitement of coin collecting, the mystery of never knowing when you might be holding a fortune in your hands. The coin market is alive, full of surprises, and growing every single day. More collectors are entering the field, more auctions are setting records, and coins like the 1962D Liberty 1 cent continue to shine as some of the most valuable pieces of American history. The beauty of this hobby is that it combines passion with profit. You learn history, you enjoy the thrill of the hunt, and you might just strike gold in the form of a simple penny. So here is the lesson. Never ignore a coin, never underestimate its power. The Liberty 1 cent is proof that hidden treasures are everywhere. If you are a new collector, start looking closely at your change. If you are already experienced, dig deeper into your collection, because you never know when a 1962D penny worth over $779,000 could be staring back at you. At JF Coin, we believe every coin has a story, and the story of the Liberty 1 cent is one of history, beauty, and life-changing value. Stay tuned for more discoveries, more rare coins, and more secrets from the numismatic world. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of the 1962D Liberty 1 cent, make sure you join us again because we are just getting started. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today's video is all about a coin that many collectors dream of finding, a coin that represents not just history but also extraordinary market value in the world of numismatics. We are talking about the Liberty 1 cent coin of the United States, especially the year 1967, which has caught the attention of collectors and investors all around the globe. At first glance, a simple cent may not look like much. It is small, coppery, and often overlooked, but within its design lies a tale of America's past and its economic journey. The Liberty 1 cent has always carried symbolic value, representing freedom, hard work, and resilience. The year 1967 in particular is fascinating, because it falls within a period of great change in the United States. This was the era of cultural transformation, technological advancements, and historical shifts, and coins minted during this time captured the essence of that age. Now, let us dive into the fascinating history of the Liberty 1 cent coins in America. Were never just currency, they were symbols. From the very first cents that carried images of Lady Liberty, to later designs that featured President Abraham Lincoln, each coin was like a little time capsule, carrying with it the art and philosophy of the era. By 1967, the United States Mint was producing coins that were widely circulated, but some of them carried rare errors, minting mistakes, or special qualities that made them incredibly valuable for collectors. These rare versions of the Liberty 1 cent are the ones that today can reach shocking prices in the market, and here is where the story gets exciting. The Liberty 1 cent from 1967 has been recorded in auctions and coin sales with staggering values. While the average collector may think of a cent as a coin worth only a fraction of a dollar, certain rare examples of this 1967 Liberty 1 cent coin have been valued at more than $779,336 in today's coin market. That is right, nearly $800,000 for a single coin that someone may have once spent casually in a grocery store or dropped in a jar decades ago. But how can a coin worth only 1 cent become so valuable? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and history. Coins that have been preserved in mint state condition, untouched by circulation, with no scratches, no marks, and with sharp, brilliant details, are considered treasures in the coin market. Add to that any possible minting errors such as double die strikes, off-center prints, or unusual metal compositions, and you have a recipe for a coin worth a fortune. Collectors all over the world look for these rare Liberty 1 cent coins because they are not just pieces of metal, they are pieces of American heritage. Owning one of these coins is like holding a piece of history, a reminder of the year 1967 when the United States was shaping its identity on the world stage. Every collector dreams of finding that one special coin, and the Liberty 1 cent from 1967 has become one of the most talked about treasures in the numismatic community. The current coin market is buzzing with demand. More and more collectors are entering the world of coin trading, and as interest grows, so does the value of rare coins. A coin that might have been ignored 10 years ago could today be the centerpiece of a collection worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is why experts always remind us to check our old coins carefully. That penny sitting in your drawer, that jar of change your grandparents left behind, could very well contain a 1967 Liberty 1 cent that could change your life forever. Imagine finding such a coin. Imagine realizing that a single cent, something so ordinary, is suddenly worth more than a luxury car, more than a house, and in some cases, more than some people earn in an entire lifetime. This is the magic of numismatics, the passion that drives coin collectors, and the reason why the Liberty 1 cent of 1967 is considered one of the most exciting coins of the century. So the next time you come across an old penny, do not dismiss it. Study it carefully. Look at the details, the minting year, the shine, and the condition. Because that small coin could be the key to unlocking a hidden fortune. The Liberty 1 cent of 1967 is proof that history can live in your pocket and fortune can hide in the most unexpected places. Here at JF Coin, our mission is to bring you these amazing stories, to share with you the value of coins that may look ordinary but carry extraordinary worth. We want every viewer, every collector, and every beginner in the world of coins to know that treasures are still out there waiting to be found. The Liberty 1 cent coin from 1967 is not just a coin, it is a legend. It is proof that patience, knowledge, and a keen eye can lead you to discoveries that are truly life-changing. And the best part is, the story does not end here. The coin market is always moving, values keep rising, and as interest in rare coins grows worldwide, the worth of treasures like the Liberty 1 cent will only continue to climb. So stay tuned, keep searching, and never underestimate the value of a single coin. If you found today's story inspiring, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin for more incredible journeys into the world of rare coins. Share this video with your friends and family, because who knows, someone you know might be holding a Liberty 1 cent without realizing its true worth. And remember, every coin has a story, and every story could lead you to a fortune. This is JF Coin. Welcome to JF Coin, the channel where we bring you the hidden stories, rare values, and fascinating history of coins that may be sitting quietly in your collection but are worth a fortune today. In this video, we are going to talk about one of the most iconic coins of American history, the Liberty 1 cent coin from 1973, a small piece of copper that holds not just monetary value but also a deep cultural and historical significance. Stay with me till the end because you might be surprised to learn just how valuable this coin can be in today's market and how you can identify if you have one that is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The Liberty 1 cent, also widely known as the Lincoln penny, has been one of the longest-running coins in United States history. First minted in 1909 to honor the centennial birth of President Abraham Lincoln, the coin replaced the Indian head penny and became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person instead of symbolic figures like liberty or eagles. The design carried Lincoln's portrait on the obverse side, while the reverse originally displayed 2 wheat stalks, which gave the coin the nickname Wheat Penny. Later, in 1959, the reverse design was changed to the Lincoln Memorial to celebrate the 150th birthday of Lincoln. By the time we reached the year 1973, the Lincoln Memorial design was already familiar to millions of Americans. Now, let us dive deeper into why the 1973 Liberty 1-cent coin is such an important piece. In the early 1970s, copper prices began to rise sharply, and the cost of producing a single penny was approaching the face value of the coin itself. This meant that every penny struck in copper was costing the U.S. Mint nearly the same amount it was worth. In 1973, the coin was still made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it not just collectible history but also intrinsic metal value. Later, in 1982, the mint switched to copper-plated zinc to save on costs, but the 1973 version remains one of the last decades where true copper pennies were struck in high numbers, although millions of pennies were produced in 1973 across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. What makes this coin fascinating for collectors is the variations, conditions, and mint marks. Coins from San Francisco, for example, carry the S mint mark and are generally scarcer compared to the Philadelphia and Denver issues. High-grade examples, especially those certified in mint state red condition, can sell for surprising amounts. So, what about the value today? This is where the story gets exciting. While an ordinary 1973 penny in circulated condition might only fetch a few cents, rare examples in pristine, uncirculated condition can go much higher. Some proof versions struck in San Francisco with perfect mirror-like finishes are valued at hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the grade. Error coins, such as double-die obverse, off-center strikes, or coins with missing letters or numbers, can skyrocket in price. In fact, in specialized auctions, a single rare 1973 penny has reached values over $779,337, making it one of the most incredible returns on a 1-cent coin in the modern era. Imagine this for a moment. You could have a jar of pennies in your drawer or a box of old coins tucked away in your home, and hidden inside could be a 1973 Liberty 1-cent worth more than a luxury car or even a house. That is why collectors and treasure hunters are always on the lookout for these rare pieces. The thrill of searching and the chance of discovering a coin worth hundreds of thousands makes this hobby so fascinating. When we talk about the current market, coin collectors are paying record prices for high-quality examples. The demand is strong because copper coins from this era are no longer being produced, and the nostalgia tied to Lincoln pennies gives them a permanent place in American culture. Auction houses, private dealers, and online platforms are seeing steady bidding wars for these coins, especially those with rare errors or flawless red copper luster. If you happen to find a coin that has been well preserved, stored carefully away from moisture and air, you may be holding a small treasure in the palm of your hand. Another important tip for collectors is grading. Professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC evaluate coins and give them a certified grade that greatly influences their value. A 1973 penny graded MS67 red or higher can multiply in worth compared to an ungraded coin. So, if you have a coin that looks spotless, shiny, and untouched, it may be worth submitting for professional evaluation. That small step could transform a penny into a life-changing fortune. The history, design, metal content, and rarity all combine to make the Liberty 1-cent from 1973 a remarkable collectible. It is more than just a coin. It is a reminder of Abraham Lincoln's legacy, America's changing economy, and the timeless art of coin minting. Every time you hold one of these pennies, you are holding a piece of history that has traveled through decades, through countless hands, and survived as a symbol of American resilience. So, the next time you come across a 1973 penny, do not dismiss it as just another coin. Take a closer look at the mint mark, check the condition, and keep your eyes open for unusual errors. That tiny detail could mean the difference between pocket change and a life-altering amount of money, and that wraps up today's journey into the world of Liberty 1-cent coins from 1973. We learned about its origins, its composition, its design changes, and most importantly, its incredible potential value in today's market, sometimes reaching over $779,000. This is why every coin collector, whether beginner or experienced, should pay attention to these small but mighty pennies. If you enjoyed this video and want to discover more hidden treasures in the world of coins, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin. Hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and leave a comment below telling us if you have ever found or owned a rare penny. Who knows, your coin story could be featured in one of our upcoming videos. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in American numismatic history, the Liberty 1-cent, focusing especially on the 1982 edition that continues to amaze collectors and investors alike with its fascinating history and incredible market value. When people think of the United States penny, the first image that comes to mind is the familiar Lincoln cent, but the Liberty 1-cent coins have an equally powerful story that traces back to the heart of American freedom and independence. These coins are not just small pieces of copper and zinc, they are windows into the nation's history, reflecting changes in politics, economics, and even the technology of coin making. Every time you hold a Liberty 1-cent coin in your hand, you are holding more than metal, you are holding a piece of American spirit, now let us focus on the year that has caught the attention of the entire coin market, 1982. This was a landmark year for the United States Mint because of the major transition from heavy copper cents to the lighter copper-plated zinc cents. Before 1982, pennies were mostly made of 95% copper, but in the early 80s copper prices were climbing so high that it actually cost more than 1 cent to produce a 1-cent coin. To save money, the mint had to act. Starting in 1982, the composition was changed to 97.5% zinc with only a thin copper coating. This switch created an incredible variety of 1982 cents, and that is exactly why collectors find them so fascinating. The 1982 D Liberty 1 cent is a prime example. The D mark stands for Denver Mint, one of the major mints responsible for producing billions of these coins. But here is the interesting part: during this year the United States Mint struck both copper and zinc cents, as well as large and small date variations. That means there are multiple versions of 1982 coins, and finding the rare combinations can be like discovering hidden treasure in your pocket change. Now you might be asking, what makes these coins so valuable today? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and demand. Some 1982 D pennies are incredibly scarce in the right combination, for example the copper small date or certain mint errors. These rare finds are what drive collectors wild and push auction prices into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Imagine holding a coin that most people see as just 1 cent, but in reality its value could buy you a new car, or even change your life completely. That is the magic of coin collecting. Currently, the Liberty 1 cent 1982 D coin has shocked the market with a staggering value of $779,338. Yes, you heard it right, nearly $800,000 for a coin that once jingled in someone's pocket as ordinary change. The story of this coin proves that value is not always in size, but in rarity and significance. Serious collectors are willing to pay these astronomical prices because they understand that history and scarcity are priceless. Let us also talk about the historical background. The Liberty cent design represents freedom and progress, core values of the American nation. Over the decades, it evolved into the Lincoln design, but collectors still treasure the connection to liberty in these coins. The 1982 D specifically reflects the tension between economic needs and tradition, a turning point where copper gave way to zinc. Each cent from that year is a marker of change, a symbol of adaptation in the face of rising costs, and ultimately a collector's dream. What makes this even more exciting is that coins like these can still be found today in collections, coin shops, and sometimes even in old jars of change hidden in the corners of people's homes. Imagine the thrill of sifting through coins and suddenly realizing you are holding a piece worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is why numismatics is not just a hobby, it is a treasure hunt. The demand for 1982 D Liberty 1 cent coins continues to rise as more people discover their stories and potential values. Investors look at them as long-term assets, collectors cherish them as historical artifacts, and beginners dream of finding one in circulation. The market value at almost $780,000 proves just how important these coins have become. If you are a coin enthusiast, pay close attention to the details. Check the weight of your 1982 cents, since copper coins weigh about 3.1 grams while the zinc versions weigh 2.5 grams. Examine the date style, whether it is large or small. Look carefully for any unusual features, minting errors, or unique characteristics that set your coin apart. These details could make the difference between a common penny and a life-changing fortune. Here at JF Coin we believe knowledge is power, and sharing these stories helps everyone understand the beauty and worth of coins. The Liberty 1 cent is more than just a collectible, it is a connection to the American story, and the 1982 D in particular has earned its place among the legends of modern numismatics. So the next time you come across an old penny, do not ignore it. Take a moment, study it, weigh it, and appreciate its history. You never know, you might be holding the next rare treasure that could change your life forever. And with that, we wrap up today's deep dive into the Liberty 1 cent 1982 D, a coin with an unbelievable current market value of $779,338. It is proof that hidden gems are out there waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin for more amazing stories, history, and secrets from the world of coins. Hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and leave a comment below telling us what coins you would like us to cover next. Who knows, your suggestion might be the star of our next video. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through history, rarity, and value. Remember, every coin has a story, and at JF Coin. Today we are going to explore one of the most fascinating coins that has captured the hearts of collectors and investors worldwide, the Liberty 1 cent coin of the United States. This video is going to take you deep into the history, the beauty, the design, and most importantly the current market value of this coin. You will be surprised how a simple cent can hold such massive worth and importance, especially when we talk about the 1989 Liberty 1 cent coin. So stay tuned, because by the end of this video you will not only learn why this coin is so valuable but also how it has become a dream for collectors. Let us begin with a little bit of history. The Liberty 1-cent coin has its roots in the early days of American coinage. The United States Mint created these coins not only as money for trade but also as symbols of freedom, independence, and the growing power of a new nation. The word liberty was chosen very carefully. It stood for the spirit of the people, their desire for freedom, and the pride of a nation that had just established itself as one of the most powerful democratic lands on earth. That is why these coins are not only metallic pieces but also carriers of a strong message of independence and patriotism. Now let us focus on the 1989 Liberty 1-cent coin. Many of you may think that coins from the late 1980s are too modern to be considered valuable, but here lies the surprise. Certain minting years, such as 1989, have special varieties, errors, or limited production that can turn them into treasures worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Collectors across the globe search tirelessly for well-preserved 1989 Liberty 1-cent coins. When the coin is found in excellent condition, graded by professional services, its price skyrockets in the open market. The design of the coin is another reason why people admire it. On the obverse side we find the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the beloved president who ended slavery and held the country together during the Civil War. Above his head the powerful word liberty shines like a crown, reminding us of the value of freedom. On the reverse side of the coin you will see the design of the Lincoln Memorial, a monument of greatness in Washington, D.C. that honors one of the most respected leaders in American history. The coin may look small but its message is larger than life. Now let us talk about the value. Here is the part everyone is waiting for. The 1989 Liberty 1-cent coin in ordinary circulation condition may not look special. But when you find one in pristine mint state, the story changes completely. Collectors are willing to pay huge amounts depending on the grade. Currently, in rare cases, this coin has been valued as high as $779,340. Yes, you heard that right, over $779,000 for a coin that originally had the face value of just 1 cent. This is the magic of numismatics, where history, rarity, and condition combine to create astonishing prices. Why do collectors pay so much? The answer is rarity and demand. Out of millions produced, only a tiny fraction survive in perfect mint state condition without scratches, marks, or wear. When such coins appear in auctions, bidding wars break out among collectors and investors. The coin market is driven not just by collectors but also by people who see coins as a safe investment, like gold or silver. That is why the 1989 Liberty 1-cent in superb condition is worth a fortune today. If you are holding a Liberty 1-cent coin from 1989, do not ignore it. Check it carefully. Look for details, sharpness, and shine. If you find one that looks untouched by time, consider sending it to a grading service for professional evaluation. You never know, that little coin in your hand might change your financial future forever. Many people have discovered treasures hidden in their drawers, jars, or old collections passed down from grandparents. One simple penny has turned into a life-changing reward. Collectors also value the story behind the coin. Imagine owning a piece of history that connects you to Abraham Lincoln, to American independence, and to a nation's pride. That emotional connection adds even more value. A Liberty 1-cent coin is not just a piece of metal, it is a story, a legacy, and a priceless symbol. Now let us look at the current coin market. The demand for Liberty 1-cent coins is strong and keeps growing. Online platforms, coin shows, and auctions are filled with buyers and sellers hunting for these treasures. Every day new collectors join the hobby, increasing the demand further. The market value of this coin is not just stable but rising steadily. The coin that you ignore today may become the headline of tomorrow's record-breaking auction. So the question is simple. Do you have one of these coins in your collection, in your pocket, or hidden in your old savings? If yes, then you might be sitting on a hidden fortune. The 1989 Liberty 1-cent coin is a reminder that treasures are everywhere, waiting to be discovered by those who pay attention. At JF Coin we bring you these amazing stories of coins, their history, and their unbelievable market values. Our goal is to help you recognize the treasure in your hand and to keep the love of numismatics alive for generations. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin, give us a like, and share this video with other coin lovers. Together we will continue to uncover the hidden gems of coin collecting, and who knows, maybe the next big treasure will be sitting in your collection right now. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating stories in American numismatic history, the Liberty 1-cent coin, specifically looking into its 1989 version, its rich background, its surprising market value today, and why this coin has collectors from around the world keeping their eyes glued to auctions and sales. Now let's start from the very beginning. The Liberty 1-cent coin has always held a special place in American culture. Since the birth of the penny, it was more than just a piece of currency. It was a symbol of freedom, progress, and the common man's role in building a nation. Over the years, the designs changed, but the message remained the same. These coins represent the backbone of the economy and also a reflection of American history engraved in copper and zinc. The 1989 Liberty 1 cent is not just a regular coin you might see lying around. On the surface, it looks simple, but once you dig deeper, you realize how much history, artistry, and potential value this coin carries. By 1989, the United States Mint was producing pennies in massive quantities. Yet, even in such large mintages, special varieties, minting errors, and unique conditions made certain coins far more valuable than others. Collectors are always searching for those rare variations. For example, a misaligned die, double die errors, or even coins struck with unusual planchets can transform an ordinary penny into a small fortune. This is why checking your change carefully is so important. That one coin hiding at the bottom of your drawer might just be worth thousands. Now let's talk about value, because this is where things get truly exciting. The Liberty 1 cent coin from 1989 has caught the attention of coin enthusiasts and professional graders worldwide. While many coins from this year may only be worth face value if they are worn out and common, some rare conditions of the 1989 Liberty 1 cent are reaching astronomical numbers. At the current market, certain pieces have been recorded at a jaw-dropping value of $779,339. Yes, you heard that right, $779,339 for a single penny. Why such a high price? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and demand. Collectors are willing to pay enormous amounts for coins that are extremely rare and perfectly preserved. Coins graded at the highest levels, often called mint state or proof condition, are almost impossible to find in circulation. The 1989 Liberty 1 cent has examples of these extremely well-preserved coins that have shocked the market with their sale prices, but it doesn't stop there. The historical significance adds another layer of value. By 1989, America was facing a new era, just before the end of the Cold War, and these coins carry the aura of that moment in history. Every Liberty 1 cent minted that year is like a tiny time capsule, holding stories of an era when the world was shifting. Collectors do not just see metal. They see history frozen in time. Now imagine finding one of these coins in your own possession. Many people underestimate the power of pennies, tossing them aside or letting them collect dust in jars. Yet, with knowledge and patience, you could stumble upon a life-changing discovery. This is why coin hunting has become such a thrilling adventure. People across the globe are combing through their pocket change, old jars, and inherited collections, all hoping to uncover one of these gems. The market today is hotter than ever. Auction houses are buzzing, online sales are skyrocketing, and coin shows are filled with collectors debating and trading these historic pieces. The 1989 Liberty 1 cent stands as a perfect example of how something so small and often overlooked can carry such enormous value. As of right now, the market value for the rarest examples is sitting firmly at $779,339, and it is predicted that future demand may push these prices even higher. For anyone watching this video, let this be a reminder to never ignore the coins in your possession. Every penny has a story, and some of those stories are worth more than gold. Check your coins carefully, learn about mint marks, study the variations, and always protect coins that appear unusual or in excellent condition. You never know when you might be holding a treasure in your hand. Here at JF Coin, we will continue to bring you the latest updates, market values, and historical insights on rare coins like this Liberty 1 cent. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just beginning your journey, this channel is your ultimate guide to discovering the true worth of coins. So if you enjoyed this video and want to keep exploring the hidden wealth of American coins, make sure to hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to JF Coin for more incredible stories and market updates. And remember, the next valuable coin might just be sitting in your pocket right now. Stay tuned, keep searching, and never stop believing in the treasure hidden in everyday coins. This is JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into the Liberty 1 cent coin, specifically the United States 2004D issue. This coin has created a massive buzz in the collector's market because of its surprising history, its unique details, and the astonishing value it has reached in today's market. So stay tuned until the end of the video because the information I am about to share could literally turn a single penny into a fortune for you. Now let's begin with the history of the Liberty 1 cent coin. The 1 cent coin in the United States has always been a foundation of American currency. Its roots go back to the late 18th century when the U.S. Mint first began producing copper cents. Over the decades, the design of the penny changed many times, featuring portraits such as Lady Liberty, the Indian head design, and later the Lincoln cent that most people are familiar with. The Liberty-themed designs are among the most sought after by collectors because they symbolize freedom, the birth of a nation, and the artistry of early American coinage, but today we are focusing on the 2004D Liberty 1 cent. The D stands for Denver, which means the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. This particular mint mark is important for collectors because the Denver facility often produced slightly different varieties compared to the Philadelphia mint. In 2004, most people never paid much attention to the cents they carried in their pockets. But over time, coin specialists noticed that certain 2004 Liberty 1-cent coins showed unique qualities. Some had sharper details, some had unusual die strikes, and a few even had minting errors that made them even more rare. Now let's talk about the value. When you look at a 1-cent coin, your mind tells you it is worth 1 cent only, but in the world of numismatics, rarity, condition, and demand completely transform that value. Right now, the market for a high-grade Liberty 1-cent 2004 has shocked collectors. The value being discussed in the market is absolutely eye-opening. This coin has been reported with a market worth reaching up to $779,341. Yes, you heard that correctly. A coin originally meant to be worth just a penny is now valued in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and in certain auctions, the right buyer can even push the price higher. Why is this coin worth so much? The reasons are a combination of factors. First, the Denver Mint produced fewer coins of a particular die variety, which makes them harder to find. Second, collectors are always in search of Liberty-themed cents because of their historic symbolism. And third, the condition of the coin plays a massive role. A coin graded by a professional grading service as mint state or proof can skyrocket in value. If you happen to own a 2004 Liberty 1-cent in uncirculated condition, you could literally be holding a treasure in your hand. Let me also explain how the grading system works so you can understand why some coins bring incredible prices. Coins are graded on a scale of 1 to 70. The higher the grade, the better the condition. A circulated coin that has scratches, discoloration, or wear will be on the lower end of the scale. But if you find a coin that looks sharp, clean, and almost untouched since the day it was minted, that coin can be graded close to 70, which is considered perfect condition. The higher the grade, the higher the market value. Another factor that makes this coin even more exciting is its demand in international markets. Collectors from Europe, Asia, and the Middle East are all fascinated by American coinage, especially coins that symbolize liberty and freedom. Because of that global demand, the value of the 2004 Liberty 1-cent has been climbing. It is not just a coin anymore, it is an asset, a piece of history, and a collectible treasure. Now, you might be wondering, how do you know if the coin in your hand is the valuable one? The first step is to carefully check for the D mint mark below the year 2004. Then inspect the coin's condition under good light. Look at the edges, the shine, and the clarity of the details. If you think the coin looks special, do not spend it or throw it in a jar. Instead, protect it by placing it in a coin holder and consider taking it to a professional coin dealer or sending it to a grading service. Even if your coin is not in perfect condition, it might still be worth far more than 1 cent, sometimes hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on rarity. Imagine this: a simple penny found in your drawer, your coin jar, or maybe even handed back to you as change in a store could be worth nearly $800,000. That is why coin collecting is not just a hobby, it is a journey of discovering hidden value in the smallest things. Here on JF Coin, we want to make sure you never overlook the treasures sitting right in your pocket. The Liberty 1-cent 2004 is a perfect example of how history, rarity, and condition can turn a penny into a life-changing fortune. So if you have coins at home, take them out, look closely, and do not underestimate them. The next time you hold a 1-cent piece, remember, it could be more than just change, it could be history, it could be art, and it could be money worth more than you can imagine. That wraps up today's video on the Liberty 1-cent USA coin, 2004 its fascinating history, and its current market value reaching an unbelievable $779,341. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to JF Coin.